That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm officially an old man. I'm no longer what they would consider in the footballing world as a young prospect. Hello guys, how you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly and welcome back to another episode of The Verdict. I hope you guys have had a good day. Starting off, before we get into anything, I'd love to ask you as a little birthday present. Subscribe down below, that'd be just swell. Just really swell. So there was only 5 Premier League games on this weekend, and usually we only talk about the Premier League on this series. So I thought, 5 games, we can still get 3 boxes out of that. Not the case. So we're going to be taking the FA Cup into consideration here as well, alright? Just had to be done. Our first story though in our green box does come from the Premier League, and it comes to Arsenal. Obviously I think Arsenal are in a really good position now. A massive 1-0 win over Aston Villa at the weekend. Bukayo Saka with the goal, proving to be Arsenal's shining star at the end of the tunnel once again. Bukayo Saka, a lovely finish in the first half. Aston Villa didn't even get a shot on target until the last minute of the game, when Felipe Coutinho's free kick was punched away by Bernd Leno in the Arsenal goal. And obviously now Arsenal have made good advantage of their games in hand. I think they're only 5 points off Chelsea now, well clear of Manchester United and the chasing pack. Obviously Tottenham picked up a big win against West Ham as well, which also means drop points for West Ham. Wolves dropped points as well, which we'll get into in a few minutes. But Arsenal just look really strong. I don't think their performance was, the best they've had all season against Villa by any means. However, I think it was just one of those games where they just needed to get the job done, and they did it really efficiently. And Saka, the standout player once again, he is absolutely phenomenal, isn't he? You think of the way the boy was at, rock bottom really, I would say, last summer. You consider being 20 years of age, missing a penalty in a Euros final, and he misses a decisive penalty. It could have been very easy for him to lose a lot of confidence out of that and not really be able to bounce back the way he has. But you got a huge credit, first of all, to his manager Mikel Arteta, and to the lad himself, Bukayo Saka. Really strong winning mentality. The boy looks a real star, and Arsenal look really good for top 4. Now, I did find something funny. Ashley Young's interview after the game. Obviously Ashley Young came back to Villa at the beginning of the season, veteran of the game now, obviously returning to the side, which I think gave him his big break in the Premier League. Obviously wasn't a bit happy with the way the game panned out, the fact that Aston Villa lost the game, giving out about Arsenal over celebrating as if they'd won the league. Come on. Like, I think we all remember when Aston Villa barely survived by the skin of their teeth in 2020. Remember Roy Keane's reaction when he was like, look,
fair play to Dean Smith, but a little over the top.
It's exactly what's happening here. Arsenal have just picked up a massive win in the race for top 4. A race really that Arsenal shouldn't really have any right to be in. I think a lot of us at the start of the season, if you said to me Arsenal would be well in a title fight come the end of March, I'd have said not a chance, no way, no. But they've proved a lot of people wrong, and you got to give them huge kudos for that. And they deserve to celebrate big wins like this. Big win for Arsenal, green box for them, big dub indeed. I mentioned Wolves already. They're going to get in the yellow box for just, number one, throwing away a lead against Leeds United, who have had a really tough time of it. I think it's a massive win for Jesse Marsch, his second win in charge. But Leeds weren't, I would have said, that good in the game, really. You look at all 3 of their goals, I think you can definitely chalk at least 2 of them, possibly all 3 of them, down to Wolves' defensive incompetence. For some reason, whenever the ball went into the Wolves box, it was just like panic stations. And once they'd gone 2-0 up, you kind of thought, alright, routine win for Wolves. But they absolutely bottled it. Now, look, the Raul Jimenez red card didn't help, and personally I'm looking back on that and thinking, how on earth has he been sent off for that? However, for a side who are looking to be, up amongst it in terms of the top 4 fight, that is absolutely shocking from Wolves. Not quite the stinker of the week, but it was horrendous the way they just completely capitulated once that red card went. And look, great win for Leeds, obviously huge kudos to them. It gives them a massive lift in the battle for survival, but I do think that they weren't great and Wolves kind of handed them the game. You look at some of the defensive errors, particularly that Rodrigo goal, even the winner from Luke Ayling, like really poor, and really a capitulation that Maurizio Pochettino would have been proud of. So poor. Not quite the stinker of the week, but shocking nonetheless, so he's getting the yellow box, like really bad. Now, I struggled for a stinker this week. I was going to give it to Wolves, but then I struggled for a shocking moment of the week, so we're going to turn to the FA Cup for our stinker of the week. And is it the 3rd week running Everton are in the stinker? fuck's sake, Everton. Like, I don't want to keep putting you in here, but like, it just keeps getting worse somehow. So Everton kicking off against Crystal Palace on Sunday. The first quarter-final tie on Sunday. Obviously, Chelsea were the first to qualify. Big win over Middlesbrough, who'd already knocked out Tottenham and Manchester United in this competition. But Everton come up against Crystal Palace, fellow Premier League opposition, and I genuinely did think there was something about the cup that would, ignite something within those Everton players and Frank Lampard and the whole Everton staff. I really did think they'd come out and produce a performance against Crystal Palace. And performance is certainly one thing we did not get from that game, from that side. You think in an FA Cup quarter-final, a chance to play at Wembley, the players would just cop on and start actually looking like they're interested in the club. Like we've mentioned it the last couple of weeks, and Jamie Carragher kind of hit the nail on the head. Those players have been nothing short of a disgrace all season for Everton. And don't get me wrong, Crystal Palace I think are actually a really good side. I really admire what Patrick Vieira's done since he's come in. He's been able to bring in, young players like the likes of Gahey, of Conor Gallagher, of Michael Elise, and really make them really, really good players. Obviously, Gahey has just been called up to the England squad for the first time. Congratulations to him for that. But Elise is a baller, and another thing you have to consider is the fact that he's managed to start to get the best out of Wilfred Zaha, which is something that Roy Hodgson, towards the end of his tenure, really, really struggled with. But what I'm saying is, no disrespect to Crystal Palace, I think they are a terrific side. But Everton, you would think in an FA Cup quarter-final with the chance to play Chelsea in the semi-final, they would have produced something a little bit better than that. They really didn't, and Palace qualify, and they will face Chelsea in the last four of the FA Cup. And from a Chelsea perspective, no disrespect to Palace once again, but I think it's definitely, it's absolutely the favourable draw. It's either Palace or you're getting one of the top two teams in Europe at the minute in Liverpool or Manchester City. That should be a very interesting FA Cup semi-final as well, that second one. But not taking Palace lightly. Chelsea should have enough to beat them, but Palace are in really good form, and we'll be considering and thinking this is the big stage. It's a semi-final, it's a one-off game, anything can happen. So Chelsea shouldn't take that game lightly, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully Chelsea can win the FA Cup. It's been pain. It's been pain the last couple of seasons. I hate losing finals. You think of the Leicester final last season, the Arsenal final the year before that. Pain. Can we win an FA Cup this year? Please. Just please. Alright boys, that's where I'm going to wrap it up, and with wrapping this episode of The Verdict up, wraps up this sector of games. We've got an international break coming up. Ireland have a couple of friendlies coming up, I think against Belgium, which should be interesting, and I think Lithuania as well. So two interesting enough friendlies. Obviously the big talking point of this international break will be the World Cup qualifiers, playoffs that have to happen. So yeah, we'll be keeping a key eye on that. But within the next couple of weeks, March recreations will be recorded. We're banging out the football videos recently, lads. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up there, lads. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Good luck.